Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to be doing some body work to my cab here, my 69 cab that's going on our 69 Forestry service truck. We're going to do some rust repair and some metal work on this thing, so stick around and see what we got to do. Well, hey guys, welcome to the shop here. We're going to do some work on my 69 Forestry Service Highboy truck. I have my Ultimate Highboy in here doing some repair work on it. I think a few episodes back we did the overview of all of the projects and stuff. I said I had some stuff to do on this thing. Well, I think the oil leak got worse enough I had to do it. Did an oil change on it and fixed the valve cover leak and just patched some holes in the oil pan. Didn't have an oil pan ready for it because it's got some rust holes in the oil pan. So just kind of patch those and it'll work until I get to change the oil next time, and hopefully I'll have the oil pan ready for it. That's why this thing's in the shop. But today's episode is all about this thing. This is the 69 cab we picked out for my Forestry Service restoration on that Highboy. There's a few things I have to do to it. This truck was a Ranger, so it has a few extra holes here and there, and it has had air conditioning on it. So this right here is one of the air conditioning holes. I'm going to patch that. This one right here, I got to patch that one, and that one right there, I'm just going to try to fill that one up. And these two down here, I have to do these. So we'll be doing that on the firewall. Luckily, the floor pans and the cab mounts and everything are perfect on this truck. Really nice shape, but there was some rust back here. We have some right here. It's actually worse than I thought. I thought it was just this section right here, but I did some investigating and it goes all the way back to here. So I'm going to be cutting all of this out and replacing this. And on this one, the backside is rotting out right here as well. So I'm going to be replacing that. And on this side, there's a little bit right there. I went all the way down here, didn't find any. So it's just this little spot right here, but I'll cut out a big section here and replace all that. And the inside there is good. On this side, up in here, all of this is all in really good shape. The red oxide primer is still visible. Too bad this truck isn't all put together because it would clean up really nice. And we're going to lose all that when I sandblast it, but it's going to come back. I'm going to have them paint, do primer in the truck in red oxide, and then we'll leave the bottom bare, so it'll still be red oxide primer like it would be from the factory. So we're going to get after all that on this cab. I'm going to wait for those patch panels to come in, but while I'm waiting on those, I'm going to get working on those holes in the firewall. Well guys, I'm getting a little work done on this 69 cab I got here. I've already got a lot of the holes filled on the firewall. I was just kind of learning my way with the holes, because normally everything I weld with is big thick metal, so this sheet metal stuff I'm having to take my time and learn as I go. Down here you can see one I filled up that was I haven't ground smooth yet, but filled a couple here, filled a couple here, filled one there. I got to fill this one, this bigger one here. And then over here, it had some of these the strut braces for a camper, rooftop camper, and this was actually bonded over. These weren't here. I could kind of make them out. There was some on the other side, so I kind of assumed there might be some over here. And sure enough, I ground some of this away and found some holes there that was just bonded over. And it looks like there was actually a dent repair right here, because there's a significant amount of bondo there. Not a ton, but probably a good 1/16 to an 1/8, maybe not quite an 1/8 inch of bondo there. So all that needs to be taken out, and we'll probably pull that out so we can use a lot less bondo in it, because you can see here the paint's cracked where that bondo was. But got these filled up here, and the fuel selector right here, I'm going to fill that up because we're not going to have a dual tank setup on this truck. So I've got to fill those, and this big one right here, I'm probably going to try to clean this up and make it more straight, so I can make a patch panel for that, you know, and not have all these jagged edges and stuff. So have yet to do that. Over here I'm working on these right here on this side, this strut brace. As you can see here, there's no bondo in this side, so all that paint didn't crack and stuff. That's why you want to use as little bondo as you can, because when you have a big thick piece of bondo, a lot of times it cracks like that. But you know, a good body person isn't going to put that much bondo on it anyway. But working on these, working in their blind, I have a copper backer that has magnets on it. You can kind of see the magnet right there in the antenna hole. I have it in there, and got to get them lined up over the hole, and then I just buzz it over with the welder. So these aren't too bad. They're actually pretty darn easy. I had a little bit of problem with the one over there. It got kind of thin, and I was kind of chasing the hole a little bit, but it didn't get too bad. So get these things welded up, and then we'll start on those bigger holes. Well, guys, I've been getting lots of work done on my 69 cab here. Doing a lot of patches and stuff. Like right here, we had that big hole for the AC lines. I made a patch panel and welded that in, as well as a couple of holes here. I had to make a filler panel for that right there. So that's all going great. I got all these holes all smoothed out, and as well as all of these holes that were in for the chrome trim around the dash, because this was a Ranger cab. It had chrome around the dash here, so we're going back with base model specs, so we're not going to use all that chrome. That's that extra chrome that's in here. So I went ahead and filled all those holes. I have some holes for a auxiliary switch for a fuel tank. I'm going to fill those. Got to make a patch one for that and see if I can fill these right here, as well as some more for the side trim right here. Got 2 right there and 2 on the bottom. So I'll have those to do yet. And back here, if I can get to it, we have that rust repair to do. So we have the rust here, and there's actually rust on the back side as well. Same over here. There's not any rust on the inner part on this side, just that one side over there. So there's a little bit right there we got to do. I'm not sure how I'm going to position the cab to work on that. I still have yet to work that out. I might just try to spin the cab around so I have access to around all of that. I'll just be on the floor working on it, but that's what we have left to do. I have the new metal pieces in right here. These are the inner patch panels. These are actually quite expensive. There's only one guy that makes them. And you have to buy a pair, even though I needed just one. But I'll probably use that other one on some other project. So I have these pieces. This is the inner part, and of course the outer part right here. And we're only going to be using about this much of it. So I'm going to replace as little metal as I can. And we'll go back together with it. So let's get after it.
Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need. What you need. We're broken, it's tragic. We're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic. Believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
guys, as you just saw, I got all the these button holes all ground down and welded up. Wasn't too bad. I was worried about not being able to put a backer on these, but I got the welder set just right. Got it set low enough, and actually had a pulse setting that I used and was able to get these filled up without too much trouble. There's a couple of them, like this one here. It got away from me a little bit, so the hole got a little bit bigger, but I got it chased down and filled up. So I have all those sorted out. So I filled in this side. I've still yet to do the other side for the trim holes there on the cab. And I think what I'm going to do here, I would love to have this thing on my lift over there, but it's like there's a bunch of stuff in the way, and even outside I got stuff in the way, and I have to get the forklift on here and pick it up and go over there. So I think I'm just going to be lazy and try to do it on the floor here. I have the cab spun around, so I'm going to get in there where I can get in and out, working on that. I'll get that cut out and figured out what I need to do there. I also got a tool to do a step on it, so I can do a flange and punch a hole and fix it where we're not just butting two pieces of metal together. It's actually overlapped and flanged, so it'd be stronger splice. And get all that taken care of. Other than that, it's going along pretty good. So all we have left is the rust repair in the back. So let's get after that. Well guys, I got the patch panel there cut out. If you watch me there, I made a little flange right here and made a step so that there's a backer there, so it's a stronger stitch. So this panel probably likes to vibrate a lot, and you wouldn't want that seam right there cracking over time, breaking your paint up or anything, or any Bondo that's on that. So I made that flange there, going to spot weld in those holes and then stitch weld all along there. So I think I got it fit pretty good. The tail end down here is a little long, but I'll zip that off when I get the other piece on there so it's all matching. But I think right now it's ready to start welding. So I'm going to start and just kind of do some tacks where I think I have it in the right spot. And then I'll start taking clamps off and moving them and making sure everything's right before I go all the way across. So let's get after it. Well guys, I broke down and actually moved the cab on here on the lift because I started working on the inner cab corner here and decided it was just going to be a lot easier to work on the inside here underneath the cab instead of trying to do it on the floor. But I got all this pretty much smoothed out. There's going to be a little bit of body work here, obviously some Bondo and stuff, but this will do for now. I think this is my first time doing actual body panel rust repairs, so I think it turned out all right. There's a little bit of a divot right here that I think it warped or something right there on me, but we'll get some Bondo over that and smooth all that out. And got the pinch welds here welded back together, and in here on this inner panel, same thing, got it welded up along here. Got it all kind of smoothed out. This will be probably won't be doing any body work on this side, so we're just spray that with primer. This red oxide primer here. Here you can see how nice the inside of this cab is, or the bottom side. A lot of that red oxide primer is still visible, so we're going to try to replicate that on the underside of this truck. We're going to spray the whole cab with red oxide epoxy primer, or that's my plan anyway. I haven't talked to the sandblast guys about that, but I'm sure they'll be able to accommodate that. So we're going to do the whole thing in red oxide primer. Then they're going to do the body work and then paint it and try to do the overspray like up here. The overspray on the cab mount, we're going to try to recreate that. See how this is all red oxide and it's kind of oversprayed on this cab mount, and then this bottom side here is all red oxide. So we're going to try to replicate that as best we can, you know, paint the firewall obviously. But over here I have this one outside cab corner I have to do, and I have some holes right here I have to fill for the trim. I already did this side. And smoothed it all up, but we have to do this side over here yet. And cut out this piece right here. I'm going to try to cut out these spot welds, because on this side I just cut both inner and outer panels because I had to replace both of them. But on this side, the inside is still good, so I'm going to try to cut out these spot welds and then just cut this outer panel and then weld in this patch right here in this corner and move on from there. So I'm going to get after trying to get those spot welds cut. First time doing spot welds. I have a spot weld cutter. I'm going to see how that works. Hopefully I don't screw it all up, but if I do, I have that inner panel there. I'll be able to replace it if I need to, but we'll see how it goes. As you can see here, guys, I got this patch here going along smoothly. I'm going to finish welding this up and I'll grind it smooth, and I'll show you guys that when it's all finished up. I had to add a little piece right here. I missed a rust hole right there. I missed that little guy, so saw that hole, and so I added a little piece there to take care of that. So this side's going together pretty good. I got all the panels fit just perfect, so that helps a lot with welding. You don't have a big gap to mess with. I burned through it a little bit right there, so there's a little bit of hole right there. Hopefully I don't have to chase that around, but I'll get all this spot welded up, and then I'll grind it smooth and I'll show you guys the finished product. Well, here's the finished result. Got it all smoothed out. It turned out pretty nice, I thought. There's a little bit of a divot right here. I don't know if that was probably from warping. Probably welded too much too fast and warped the metal a little bit, so there is going to be a little bit of Bondo there, but you know, very little. I'm definitely not going to be doing any outside body panels replacement just yet. I got some learning to do yet, but back here on the corner of the cab, back under the truck where you're not going to see it, I think I'll be able to live with my work right here just fine. I think it'll turn out just nice after you get some Bondo on that, do some sanding on it, and then you layer a paint on it. Also filled up these holes over here that we had to do. So right now, I think I'm going to go over again, but I think this cab is ready to go to sandblasting. I think I've done pretty much everything that I can find that I need to do. You know, we filled all these holes and everything here. Filled up that hole for that fuel selector there. So I think I have everything taken care of. Yeah, I'm going to go over it one more time to make sure. And there's still some things I need to pull out, like that rubber plug is still in there. I still got one of the screws in there for the headliner. I got to pull that out. And some clips around here for the dash. I need to pull those clips off. But other than that, I think it's ready to go. But over here, I have the bed for this project in the shop here, because I need to get it ready for sandblasting as well, because I'm taking it at the same time. Now this is a really nice, clean, rust-free bed, and that's why I'm using it for this project. The only problem is it's a 70 to 72 bed, so it has that marker light there, but we're going to fill that. The body shop's going to make a patch panel to cover all that and make it look like the 69 bed, like this is going on. So we're going to have a reflector here down here we're going to add. But a little bitty dent right there, I'm going to let them deal with that. I got to pull this wiring harness off, and the tail light bucket's in there. Same thing, we got all the wiring harness over here. And there's also, it had a wraparound bumper, so the bumper came all the way around over here. And there's some body work down in here. I don't know, I think that was bolted to the end of that bumper. I'm going to try to clean that up a little bit. There's a little bit of work that needs to be done right there, but obviously I'm going to let the body shop do that. Same thing over here, I think. Maybe. Nope, this side's not. So maybe that wasn't from, I don't know what that was from, there's some holes in the bed or what, but we had that to deal with. And there's also some, looks like they had a spare tire carrier. I gotta take that off. And there's some holes in it on the top I'm going to try to fill. But right now, I'm going to get this bed stripped down and ready for sandblasting. And you guys will see the bed and the cab back when it's done. And hopefully we'll have it done in red oxide primer, so it'll look just like the original. So anyway, guys, I'm going to end this episode here. I hope you like the progress on this 69 Forestry Service Highboy restoration I'm doing. We'll get this thing sandblasted and primered and off to the body shop so they can get going on it when they have a chance and get some free time. So we probably won't see it for a while after that, but we'll take a look at it whenever we get it back from sandblasting. You guys will see that on the next episode. Hit the subscribe button so you know when that happens. Hit the like if you like this project. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.